In this session, we're going to look at stack tracks. In previous versions of Logic, we had folder tracks, but this has now been incorporated into stack tracks, of which there are two types. One of them is the folder stack, and the other one is a summing stack. Both of them have a main track and one or more subtracks, which can be a mix of any track types. So first of all, we'll look at a folder stack. So as an example, I have set up a drum loop. It consists of a couple of kicks mixed together, and they both go to, the key here is both kicks go to bus 2. And I have a couple of snares that are mixed together, and they both go to bus 3. And the open hats, they all go to bus 4, closed hi-hat bus 5. If I had other closed hi-hats to mix with that one, they'd go to bus 5, and shakers to bus 6. So to create a folder stack, select all the tracks, go to track, create track stack. It will ask if I want a folder stack or a summing stack. Select folder stack, and there is now a folder stack. You can see it has a main track, and if I open it up, it has a set of subtracks. The key thing here is they've all maintained their routings, so the kick 1 goes to bus 2, kick 2 goes to bus 2, snare 1 goes to bus 3, snare 2 goes to bus 3, open hats to bus 4, closed hi-hat to bus 5, shakers to bus 6. The great advantage with this is now I can treat them, if I was mixing this, I could treat them all. I can mute it and I can solo it all as one channel. So it's really useful when you come to mix your track. If you want to be able to mute and solo your drums, but you don't want to mess with the routings, you can stick them in a folder stack. If I want to, I can flatten and get rid of it, and we've still maintained all the routings that we had before. So that's the folding stacks. Now if I create a summing stack, the big difference with this now is I have my summing stack and I have the subtracks, but each track now all go to the same bus 1, so we've lost the routings that we had before. And bus 1, if we go to the main track, that's where these are all bus 2. They're all routed now to the main track, and this main track we can add plugins and effects, etc. One thing to be wary of with a summing stack is that if you change your mind and decide to flatten it, you've still lost all your routings, because when you flatten it, the routings are still bus 1, which was what was the main track of the summing stack that you've just flattened. So that's something to be wary of. And so a practical use for a summing stack would be for layering synths. So for example, say I had a piano, and I decided I wanted to layer it with 2 or more synths. I could have 2 channels like this. I could go to track, create a summing stack, which contains 2, and I could add 3, 4, 5, 6 in there if I wanted to. And then I have a choice. I can either copy the MIDI to here, but if you want them all to play exactly the same thing, the main track of a summing stack will actually play all of the instruments within it. And the other thing with a summing stack is I can add effects and things to the main track. So for example, we wanted to add a bit of reverb. It will affect all of the subtracks as if they were one instrument. And so in summary, if you want to group a number of tracks that have different routings, for example, to make it easy to mute solo or drum parts, bass parts, etc. when mixing, then a folder stack is going to be very useful. If you want to send a number of tracks to the same bus, for example, when you're layering synths, you could use a summing stack. Thanks for watching.